This is Dan Machnik. Good morning, Dan.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing?
Good morning.
Good.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy tax day.
Yeah.
Wait.
Happy tax extension day.
I
yeah.
thought we weren't going to talk about
No,
it.
I don't want to talk about taxes. Let's move on.
Let's talk about inflation, Dan.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So
I haven't done anything about this in a while.
That's all we're hearing kind of about. You know, it's kind of the headlines, right? Or inflation.
Right.
We haven't really dealt with that in our lifetime.
Sure.
How does that
Maybe
impact?
not in our life, or maybe not in his
Well,
lifetime.
you both were
We
too
have
young
in
to have your
ours.
own money when the last inflation hit. So let's not age you guys too much.
Right.
But what should we be aware of as consumers?
So yeah, everything is coming up in price, right? So
Yeah.
I remember our first mortgage when we lived in Chicago was at 6.25%, and our mortgage now is at less than 3.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's back up over 5. So everything is getting more expensive. I don't know if you've noticed that when you went to the gas pump or
Yeah.
not.
The grocery store.
The grocery store, the
Is
gas
where-
pump, restaurants.
yeah.
I mean, everything is creeping up.
Yeah.
So it's really important at this point in time, take a look at your investment portfolio. Make sure that you're invested in things that are going ahead and keep pace with inflation.
Okay.
Cash right now, rates are going to come up eventually, but you're still not keeping pace.
Right.
So year-over-year inflation last month was at 8%. So
Jeez.
prices are around 8% higher, even if we don't include food and energy. So
Yeah.
that's substantial.
Yeah.
Make sure your investment portfolio is positioned in order to take advantage of that.
So I'm guessing that if they're with the right financial planner, you're reaching out to people talking about any changes that they should be considering based on the state of the world, or did they?
Yeah, without question.
Yeah.
I think it's important to be proactive. You know, we build our portfolios with the assumption that markets aren't always going to be positive, that there are
Yeah.
going to be challenges. So it's making sure the foundation components within your portfolio are sound and good.
Okay.
And then when you're reaching out for ancillary holdings or satellite holdings, make sure that you're well positioned for things like inflation, for things.
Yeah.
Now, you can't predict geopolitical things necessarily, but let's make sure that we're not taking undue risk where it's not needed.
Yeah, the headlines, around the world, they're scary, right? You've
Yeah.
got the war going on, and I think, every day, the everyday population, we really don't know. So it is important to trust people that do that research and understand the trends.
Sure. Agreed, 100%. I think there are something like 67% of people don't work with a financial professional.
What?
I mean,
Yeah.
Jen probably goes nuts when they list their homes
Oh, yeah.
themselves. It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Right.
It's great, and I bought Tesla 5 years ago, and what a great investment that was. But what do you do when it becomes a meme stock? What do you do
Yeah.
Right.
when you're not sure what the future holds? So I always like to say goals-based investing is not real sexy, but it always
Yeah.
works. It's tried and true.
Yeah.
I was going to say congratulations. You were recently recognized as a Fidelity Advisory Council member,
Nice.
which speaks a lot to your work over the last few years, and you're also been acknowledged by Forbes as well.
Yeah, so I joined. It was an invitation-only thing to the Forbes Finance Council, which was really neat. And that was an honor because you have to demonstrate your
Right.
capability in a few different areas, share financials with them, sort of give blood and do all that fun stuff. But,
Yeah.
So that was really unique. And then more recently, Fidelity came out. It's a testament to our team,
Yeah.
to the clients that we serve, because now as our clients age, they have more sophisticated issues
Yeah.
that we have to try to
Yeah.
hurdle and help them get through and help them get beyond. And we always like to say we want to help you reach your goals and financial dignity, and it's a testament to our team too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
everybody at our shop does a great job, and we're excited to do what we do every day.
Andy mentioned, kind of the headlines every day. I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of dismal news out there. Do you get a lot of panic phone calls depending on what the headlines are that day?
So we don't get a lot of panic phone calls.
No.
We're very interactive with our clients.
Okay.
We reach out to them a lot. We meet with them a lot. We're face to face with them a lot. So it kind of prepares them for things that maybe we don't see necessarily coming, but
Yeah.
when you're reinforcing an investment strategy that is coupled with a really sound financial plan, really helps mitigate emotions. You can pull your emotions off the table, and then you're not making knee-jerk reactions
Yeah.
or decisions based on what's happening out there.
Is it ever too late to start planning?
So no, never too late. That's a common question that I get. No, it's never too late, but there's always a cost of waiting.
Sure.
So I always like to tell our young retirement plan participants that The number one ally that they have is in the windshield is their time.
Yeah.
So you want to have a long off ramp.
Yeah, it can be intimidating, maybe you and your spouse, you don't have any money, but you can still come see you, correct?
Without question. I think if you have assets that are tied up in your company's retirement plans, and we can't necessarily help direct those assets ourselves, we can still construct a financial plan and still help advise you on those assets. So as a certified financial planner, we're allowed to do that. We are fiduciaries, which means we act in our client's best interest.
Yeah, I think we should start a committee of people in our like industries that deal with such important financial choices that people make, and have a high school class.
That's a
great
great idea.
a financial readiness class that talks about that, because I mean, we had some like how to balance a checkbook and things like that, but nothing really talking about for the future. And I saw something really interesting last week that was something like, if at 18 you start socking away $50 per paycheck, and then that amount that you sock away increases at the same rate that your pay increases, you will retire a multimillionaire as long as you did it the right way.
Sure.
Well, who doesn't? I mean, that seems like the most valuable information you could give to a young
You know who
person.
talks about that? People in their 30s and 40s who didn't do that.
Because we wish we had.
I know,
We
yeah,
wish
that's exactly
because
right.
it is true. If you never saw it, if you never, it was never a tangible $50 that you had, it's just automatically taken out or withdrawn from your account, or however you work it out, you really don't miss it. And then you can just work your budget around that, knowing that, I mean, you're going to be on a budget for the rest of your life, regardless of your income, right? Let's make sure that later in life it's a little bit more comfortable when maybe you can't work, or work a couple jobs if you need to, or whatever the case might be.
Yeah, there's a lot of components that go into that. What's the right thing to do? Is it Roth? Is it traditional?
Yeah.
And there are resources out there that can help. I missed the boat by a little bit. I think I started contributing when I was 21.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's really pays off.
Yeah.
I was fortunate. I had that guidance around the dinner table when I was a kid, but
Right.
not
Nice.
everybody has that.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to have been invited a couple of times to Spring Arbor to speak to some of their finance students.
Nice.
That's helpful because they're not necessarily in the dedicated workforce yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and again, a lot of people are afraid to ask those difficult questions. So finding someone like Dan who can answer those questions in a way that you understand them is very important.
right. We like to give the USA Today version.
Yeah,
I
I
was going to say, can you dumb it down for me so I can
So
process?
as we look into spring, anything we should be kind of focused on?
So inflation is going to continue to be an issue. I think most of the bad news is in. I do think we've seen the markets bottom for the year.
Okay.
That happened in early March.
Okay.
It went down there and it went down there again, and now I think we're recovering, although today is not really indicative of that. But I do think the markets will grind higher from this point. I do think it's going to be a struggle for the bond market this year as
Okay.
rates are going to continue to come up. Mortgages maybe, hopefully, slow down a little bit. I know housing inventory is in rough shape. So hopefully we've got all the bad news in front of us or behind us, I should say.
behind us, I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yep.
Willis and Machnik, a huge supporter of the community, and I know we'll be able to see you at a ton of events coming up. And wanted to thank you for sponsoring our Player of the Week and Player of the Year on JTV Sports.
You are welcome. It's proud for us to partner with you guys,
we appreciate
and
it.
likewise in the community. So kudos
Absolutely.
to you guys.
Absolutely. Looking forward to getting out and about. Gus Mack, are you getting a team?
No, I am not getting a team unless you and someone else play on it.
No, I think I would coach. maybe a team.
exactly.
You should play.
No, I'll be 40 by the time that turns around.
I think you
so.
both should. Come
We'll
on.
watch.
Yeah,
We'll
that
watch
sounds
and-
great.
All right,
We'll
we'll be
watch it.
athletic
They don't
supporters.
make knee braces that are good enough yet.
Yeah. Dan, thanks for all you guys have done, and
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
the time today.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you having me on.
Dan Machnik from Willis and Machnik Financial Services. We'll be right back after this.